We've been defining the fear of God firstly as a reverential respect for the holiness of God, secondly as the beginning and the essence of wisdom, and thirdly, the fear of God is to hate sin. Now, why hate sin? Let me give you a few reasons. Number one, very simply, because it's stupid. Sin hurts us. Sin violates our design. Now that sounds very selfish, to hate sin because it hurts us, but it's also very intelligent and clever, because the simple principle of design is if you use something contrary to the purpose for which it's designed, something's going to break, something's going to get hurt. And we were never designed for sin. We were designed for holiness and right living, righteous living. Deuteronomy 6 verse 24 says, and I paraphrase simply this: fear God and obey God for your own good always. It's always for our own good that we hate sin and avoid it because it hurts us. Secondly, sin hurts others. We've all been hurt and affected by the sins and the indiscretion of others, and our sins have hurt other people. The world is in a broken place because sin hurts others. Thirdly, we need to hate sin because sin limits God. Now that almost sounds like heresy, because God is unlimited and all-powerful. And the issue is, if we allow sin in our life, it limits the power of God in our life and through our life. Isaiah 59 verse 1 and 2 says, behold, the Lord's hand is not short that he cannot save, nor his ear heavy that he cannot hear. But your iniquities have separated between you and your God, and your sin have hid his face from you, that he will not hear. We need to hate sin and avoid evil because it limits the power of God in our life. Now sin separates between us and God. Sin puts up a barrier between us and God. Now the barrier is not on God's side. Jesus died on the cross to break the barrier and give us free access to God. If there's now a barrier between us and God, it's because it's on our side. It's because of our sin. So we need to hate sin and avoid sin because it erects the separation between us and God. But lastly, and probably the most important reason why we need to hate sin and avoid it, is because it breaks the heart of God. God's heart is broken over the sin and the pain in the world. Let me read you a paragraph from my memoirs, Being Real, where I address this subject. God never created sin. The devil is the author and the creator of all that is evil. God's power is not arbitrary. It is always directed by his love and will always accomplish good. If God is sovereign and almighty, why does he allow evil then? He does not allow evil in that he plans it or causes it to happen. He, in inverted commas, allows evil in that he gives people the right to be wrong. He created us with the ability to choose for him or against him, to choose between good and evil. Unfortunately, evil people choose evil deeds and sow havoc on earth, affecting many, including the totally innocent. God takes no pleasure in any evil deed or the horrendous consequences on either the entirely guilty or the completely innocent. His heart is broken over the state of his creation. Let me conclude with this poem from an unknown author. To have been the cup his lips touched and blessed, to have been the bread he broke, to have been the cloth he held as he served, or the water as he spoke, to have been the street he walked on the way, to have been his print in the sand, to have been that rock that opened the tomb, but I was a nail in his hand. Let's not allow our deeds and our actions and our sin to contribute to the broken heart of God. Let's live in such a way that we bring joy to the heart of God. Let's live in obedience and reverential respect before God and do those things that are pleasing in his sight.